Welcome to Anytime Stories. Today's story, The Impossible Murder. In the tranquil town of Harborville, nestled along the picturesque coast, a young man named Joe lived with dreams of a bright future. He was an ambitious and kind-hearted soul, deeply in love with his fiancée, Janice. They had plans to build a life filled with joy and happiness together. However, their dreams were suddenly shattered one fateful evening when Joe's life was cruelly cut short. He was found lifeless in his small apartment, his dreams and aspirations snuffed out. The news sent shockwaves through the tight-knit community, and the police were summoned to investigate. But as they delved into the case, they were met with a perplexing mystery. There were no signs of a break-in, no murder weapon, and no evidence pointing to the murderer. It was as if the killer had vanished into thin air, leaving no trace behind. The police worked tirelessly, but the answers remained elusive, and the town of Harborville was gripped by fear. Janice, devastated by the loss of her beloved Joe, was haunted by the thought of his murderer roaming free while Joe's painful memory lingered in her. Fueled by an unwavering determination to find the truth, she decided to take matters into her own hands. She vowed to catch the murderer no matter the cost. Her investigation began with a relentless pursuit of answers. She questioned friends, neighbors, and acquaintances, leaving no stone unturned, but found no evidence pointing towards the murderer. Janice revisited Joe's apartment, searching for any hidden clues the police might have missed. The room was filled with memories of her love, and each item carried the weight of their unfulfilled dreams. It was an emotional ordeal, but Janice pressed on, determined to uncover the truth, but again found nothing. All her efforts were leading to a dead end, with no clue about the murderer or the motive for murder. One gloomy afternoon, Janice decided to visit the beach, hoping the sound of the crashing waves and the endless horizon might ease her pain. As she walked along the shoreline, her gaze fixed on the vast expanse of the ocean, the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows on the sand as Janice walked, lost in her thoughts. She picked up a seashell absent-mindedly, examining its delicate curves. It was a simple, beautiful thing, but as she held it in her hand, something clicked in her mind. She thought about the night of Joe's murder and the lack of evidence. It was then that a new revelation dawned upon her. The seashell in her hand triggered a memory from her own past. She had been a target of a stalker who had sent her letters adorned with a drawing of a seashell as the signature. As she recalled those chilling letters, she began to entertain a new angle to the case. What if she was the reason for the murder and not Joe? Janice's heart raced as she realized that Michael, her old college friend, was the one who had been sending those ominous letters. It was as though a dark cloud of suspicion had descended upon her life. The guilt she felt for keeping the secret from Joe only intensified her resolve to uncover the truth. Her investigations led her to a disturbing discovery. In the attic of their shared apartment, she found a box of old letters and cards. Among them, she uncovered one of the letters she had received from her stalker years ago. The seashell signature sent shivers down her spine, confirming that it was indeed Michael who had been behind it all. Janice knew that she had to find out the extent of Michael's obsession with her and the motive behind Joe's murder. She plunged into Joe's diary, where she stumbled upon a terrifying entry. Joe had written about a certain Michael who had sent him threatening letters, warning him not to marry Janice because he was in love with her. Joe had brushed it off as a misguided crush, believing it posed no real threat. Further investigations revealed the shocking truth about how the murder was executed. Michael had sent a parcel to Joe, a seemingly innocent flower vase. However, this vase concealed a terrifying secret. It had a built-in camera that Michael could control remotely, allowing him to observe Joe's every move. Even more chillingly, the vase contained a single bullet that could be fired remotely and an explosive device that could be triggered remotely as well. Michael had used this deadly device to murder Joe, and then remotely detonated the explosive to make it appear as though the vase had been shattered during the investigation, eliminating any suspicion. This chilling revelation left Janice horrified and shocked. She knew she had to take this new evidence to the police. The investigation into Michael's motives and the meticulously planned murder continued, revealing the depths of his obsession and the extent to which he was willing to go to eliminate his romantic rival. The legal process that followed was a spectacle, as Michael's motives and the obsession he had harbored for Janice were laid bare during the investigation. It became a high-profile case, capturing the attention of the entire town. The trial was intense, with Janice having to confront the terrifying reality of her past and the consequences of her silence. As time passed, Janice found strength in the memories of her beloved Joe and the knowledge that she had brought his murderer to justice. She could finally move forward with her life, embracing the new beginnings that lay ahead, and the shadows of the past had been lifted. The strength of the human spirit had led to the unmasking of the shadows that hide the truth. The story serves as a powerful reminder that sometimes, even in the darkest of times, the strength of the human spirit can lead to unexpected breakthroughs and the unmasking of the shadows that hide the truth. In Harborville, a town forever changed by this harrowing tale, life continued. But the memory of Joe and the courage of Janice were etched into its history, a testament to the resilience of the human soul. Thanks for listening. Please share and subscribe to encourage me in creating more such videos.